first question is, why did you choose me? Why did you choose Michelle as your coach?
At the time that I chose you, I had recently lost my mom, and
Mm,
I had lost two dear cats.
wow.
Pets. One of them had been with us for a very long time. He was 16. And it was very painful, and I needed grief counseling. At the time, I didn't know about grief counselors especially, but Jeff said that recommended you. He knows you, and
Hmm.
he referred me to you. And so I took a couple of classes with you, and you worked with me on loss and processed. I learned to process my emotions on
Mm.
loss, and then you taught me how to move out of grief and keep moving and growing, which was huge. That I
Wow.
didn't stay stuck in that place.
That's fantastic. Thank you. That's great. And what would you say was your biggest struggle that you came with that you handled while working in that program or any of the programs? What would you say was the biggest struggle?
One of the biggest problems I've had in my whole life for many years is not trusting myself, other people, and even the whole society.
Mm,
Very little trust. But as a result of you being very gentle and guiding me through so that I could connect with other people and explaining how important community is, which you did, and to encourage me to reach out, I've found that I do trust myself more,
hmm.
and I have felt more comfortable letting other people into my life, which is new behavior.
Yeah, and you've done that in a big way, haven't you?
Yes.
What are some of the deep realizations that you've had while doing the programs?
Well, the very first one is that the universe is out there and aware of me and everybody, and that means that there's some kind of plan. And I never understood that before, and it
Mm,
made me feel so much just
yeah.
relieved. And then you also explained, which I didn't know, that we are spirits
Mm,
we are living spirits, but we're experiencing a human adventure here.
yeah.
And that, as you said, it's not always sweetness and light, but it is an adventure. And it was so, when the tooth fell, my filling fell out of my tooth and things. When that was the day I had a download that said, "You are a spirit having this human adventure," and it just connected at that
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's really a great example.
point. Uh-huh. And
What what were
the,
some of the are you I'm sorry, are you finished or you want
the third one that I wanted to mention is that I realized, because you encouraged us to think of 30 things we really love about ourselves. I was on a call with you and other people, and I was able to think of 30 things I truly admire and love about myself. I began to feel better about myself and also more confident and having more trust.
Wow, that's a big one. That's fabulous. What were the highlights of the process for you? Were there certain exercises or experiences that you can really point to that were highlights for you?
Well, the one of the common threads that is a highlight too is the process, the practice of meditation.
Mm,
And you stress meditation every time we talk. There's a grounding and a meditation, and going back to the self. And that has been, I do it consistently as often as I can every day to process my emotions and also to think about what I want to do next and to put questions and just get an answer. And so meditation's become really important to me.
Excellent. That's, yes, meditation is very powerful. That's fabulous.
And one
Go on.
more. I always had intuition in my life. There have been times when I was going to do something really stupid and there was a voice in my head that said, don't do that. So that was my very basic intuition. But since I've been meditating and taking your courses, I have really started developing the intuition so that I'm aware of it. I know what it's saying, and it's become pretty powerful.
That's fantastic. That is very powerful. That really does open things up in your life. That is a really big lesson.
Mhm.
Were there breakthroughs in other areas of your life?
Yes, I have never been any kind of leader in my social activities. But since I have been working with you, I have wanted to develop as a leader, and I have been able to take charge in one or two groups where I've been involved, but not the leader. So I'm actually doing that now. And the other is that I have improved my ability to communicate clearly with others. I think my communication has not been too clear for whatever reason in my life, and it's becoming much clearer as a result of everything that we're doing.
And how is that making your relationship with people better, being clearer in your communication?
Well, they understand me.
That helps, doesn't it? They don't misunderstand you,
They
right?
understand me, and then we can have a conversation
Yeah.
there. But being able to know that you've heard the person clearly is so important.
Yes, then that makes the pair dynamic or the interaction much easier.
Mhm.
What would you say is the Michelle effect? What is it like to work with Michelle?
Hmm. Well, I think Michelle is main goal, your main goal is to help people improve and heal their lives with your help. And you help your clients believe in themselves, feel more positive, and you are very practical. You're not just, spiritual, you're very practical and encouraging.
Thank you. Uh, if you That well said, well said. And if you knew someone who was on the fence, wanted to join, maybe already had a coach and was
Mhm.
not sure they wanted to dig in again, what might you say to a person like that?
I would say that I'm very impressed with your ability to share what it means to be a person. Well, first of all, that we are spirits having a human adventure, and what that means, how that would affect somebody, and that you see our your clients, all of us, as unique, and you coach each one of us according to our particular needs. And I've seen you do this a number of times, not only with me, but with other people. You talk to them where they are and encourage them. And I don't have great knowledge of other coaches, but I sure found that was tremendously helpful for me.
Sue, thank you so much for taking the time out to share your testimony. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to stop the recording now.